In this video, I'm going to be going over how to finance your first apartment building. Now, whether you've never invested in real estate before or you have tons of experience, I'm going to be showing you both paths and a couple different ways that you can finance apartment buildings today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Antoine Martel. I've been investing in real estate for the last decade. I bought and sold over 1,500 single family houses and done a couple hundred units of apartments. And my day-to-day job is I run a real estate fund called Red Brick Equity, and we're actively buying apartment buildings every single month. If you're an accredited investor and you make over $200,000 a year or $1 million in net worth and want to partner up with me, instead of doing it yourself, click the link down below, top of the description. And 90% of you guys watching this video are not subscribed to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel to get more videos just like this one. With that being said, let's get into the video. To finance your first apartment building complex, you have two options. One is agency, and two is kind of like non-agency. What the hell does non-agency mean? Antoine, what the hell does agency mean? Well, I'm going to explain that. So agency means you're getting a loan from Freddie or Fannie. Now, if you don't know what Freddie and Fannie are, these are called agency lenders. And so they're backed by the federal government. The federal government has these programs and big companies will actually sell the loans to them. All of these different companies, which I'll kind of tell you in a little bit who these companies are and what they do, they go out there and put together these mortgages and then they sell them to Fannie and Freddie. Fannie and Freddie have billions and billions of dollars that they put out, I think trillions, that they put out into the ecosystem to go out there and buy these loans. So Freddie and Fannie is going to be the best loans that you can get for agency for multifamily properties. There's a couple of different caveats to kind of get there, but we're going to go over that in this video. Now, non-agency would be anything non-Fannie or Freddie. So this could be like a loan with like Chase is like a big multifamily lender. So JP Morgan Chase is a big one. Wells Fargo, Bank of America, any kind of like DSCR lender. So this could be also like hard money. So there's tons of different non-agency lenders. In this video, I'm going to kind of guide you towards more of the agency debt side. This is what we do on every single apartment building deal that we do. And there's a lot of reasons why we go the agency route. Now, if this is your first time investing in real estate, it's going to be a lot more tricky for you to get it. But let's just go over like the benefits of Fannie and Freddie. First of all, the benefit of the agency debt is that at first it's going to be non-recourse. Non-recourse means that you are going to sign a personal guarantee only if you do something illegal. If you don't do anything illegal, the property just doesn't perform. It doesn't happen the way that you wanted it to, whatever the case may be. The property defaults, you have to default. They can't come after your other properties. They can't come after your personal assets. They can't come after your car, your wife, your house, your spouse, whatever the case may be. They can't come after anything. So that's why non-recourse is great. If you're a real estate investor, you don't have to deal with losing the whole ship if, one of your oars is broken. But yeah, non-recourse is way, way more preferred. Over here on the non-agency side, you're going to have way more recourse. Most of these loans, 99% of them are going to be recourse. The only few places you can get non-recourse debt in the whole entire real estate space is going to be agency-backed loans. So non-recourse is why we go this route. I've gotten up to 80% LTV. Over here, you're going to be probably capped at like 70% LTV, especially with Chase. Does like 55% LTV. So it's just like way, way lower loan to value. And LTV, if you don't know, if you buy something for $1 million, 80% of that number would be the loan, right? So if you buy something for $1 million, you get a loan for 800K versus 700K. It means higher ROI for you and your investors, lower cash out of pocket, et cetera, et cetera. So you get higher LTVs with the agency debt. You also get very good interest rates. Right now we're at 6%. Over here, you might be at 7%. So it's a little bit cheaper. You typically have 1 to 2 points. Here, you might have 3 to 4 points. A point on a loan is kind of like a fee to get the loan. And a point is just a percent. If you get $1 million loan with 1 point, that'd be $10,000 in fees. If you get a $1 million loan with 4 points, that'd be 40 grand in fees. So it's a lot less fees and bullshit you have to deal with. Both of these loans, by the way, they will care about your credit score, but they don't really care about your income. Once you cross into the multifamily space, which is anything 5+ units, you are now in commercial loan land. And commercial loan land doesn't care about your personal income, what you do for a living, all that kind of stuff. However, there are some requirements. The counterpoint to all this is like, what is needed to get this? You need here experience. What does that mean? It means you have to have run a multifamily property before to get an agency loan. So here, you have no experience needed. This can be your first apartment building deal, but that's why they want recourse because you don't have any experience. The agency lenders are willing to do it because you have real estate experience. If you don't have real estate experience, you're gonna have to go non-agency first and do a couple of deals that way, or partner up with somebody that's getting an agency loan, sign your name on that loan in order to get that. All right, now both of these lenders won't, again, really care about your income. Maybe the non-agency side on the right-hand side might care about your income and where you have income. Both of them are gonna care more about net worth. Net worth typically has to be greater than the loan. So if you're getting a loan for $1 million, your net worth you would have to show on paper would have to be over $1 million. If you're getting a loan for $500K, it have to be over $500K. They are going to both check your credit score, so that's pretty simple, pretty easy. If you don't have good credit, just spend all your money on that, fix that credit because you can't do much without it. And then I would start going out there and buying these loans. Now, the one issue with the agency loans is that you have $1 million loan amount, okay? Versus like here, they might have no minimum. You have to buy a property that has a minimum loan amount of $1 million with 80% LTV. That means you have to minimum buy something that's $1.3 million purchase price to get a $1 million loan, which is going to be 13 units. Which means your first deal, you need $300K at the bare minimum, like scraping by. You need at least $300K to get into your first deal. Versus over here on the right-hand side, you might not need that. You could buy something for $500K. You get a loan for $400. Right? You only need 100, and that's 5 units. Awesome. Now you have multifamily experience, yada, 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 yada. It has to be above 5 units. Typical price per unit we're seeing in the Midwest is around 100K. That's some things to think about. Experience, net worth, $1 million loan amount, and you kind of have to start with a non-agency side, build up your experience with the non-agency side, build up a portfolio, show them that you know what you're doing, pay off those loans, flip those buildings, whatever the case may be, to then go to the agency debt side. It's also just a lot more money to get into the agency debt side. Obviously, as you can see here, we're talking about 100K versus 300K. It's a way larger investment to go into the agency debt side because you need way more money in order to do the damn deals. Now I want to go over how to get these damn loans. Okay, so let's talk about the how. Agency, non-agency. So how do you get these? You get all of these through brokers and you get all of these direct, relatively speaking. And what does brokers mean? So this means you go to like CBRE. You go to Berkadia, blah, 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 blah. There's a million different lenders. You're just gonna type Fannie and Freddie or Freddie Mac small balance multifamily, Fannie Mae small balance multifamily. The reason why you have to go through brokers is you can't go to Fannie and Freddie yourself directly. You have to go through these different brokers, and these brokers, again, package these loans, they make money, their points and fees, and then they sell them to Fannie and Freddie, and they get them off their books. Direct, when you're doing like a non-agency, they don't have anyone to sell it to. So they're gonna be way more strict. They get to like make their own rules, and you're gonna go direct. So you're gonna go to Chase. You're gonna go to Kiavi. You're gonna go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America. You're gonna go direct to them. They're gonna keep those loans on their books because they're not selling them to any kind of government agency. So it's like, for example, you bought your house to live in, you have a primary residence, it would cost you $1 million, you put $250,000 down. You probably got a Fannie Mae loan. So what you did is you went to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, they gave you the loan, but then they sold that loan. For multifamily, the only agency program that they have is Fannie and Freddie, but it's over $1 million. So they're gonna be keeping these loans on their own books, which means they get to kind of make the rules. You are gonna be in this kind of gray area space where you're gonna have to find the right lender, hope they don't screw you over, and that's just the muck that you have to do. My first 5 deals was all non-agency. Actually, the first 4 were, and then I did my first one with Fannie. And now all my buildings are Freddie. That's kind of the deal. You're gonna have to go through non-agency, build up your reputation, or partner with somebody else to do a loan with Fannie and Freddie. And then once you've done a loan with Fannie and Freddie, you can continuously get more and more loans with them. Now, the thing is, like, once you go into agency land and you have a Fannie loan, they want this to be 90% occupied, and you have to be doing good. If it's not 90% occupied, you can't get any more Fannie loans. If you go with Freddie and it's not 90% occupied and not doing well, you just literally will not be able to get a loan from them anymore. That's why it's nice to lose your money on the non-agency side so you don't ruin your reputation. Do some small deals, make sure you have your shit together, make sure your first couple deals are very, very conservative when you do the numbers because you do not want to fuck up your relationship. Hope this video was helpful in helping you guys kind of figure out which way to go about it. Agency, non-agency, these are really the 2 ways to go out there and finance your first apartment building. The way that I would do it, first you want to go get the building under contract. Once you have the building under contract, you start reaching out to some of these lenders. These are the lenders that I would reach out to for both of these options. CBRE and Berkadia. If it doesn't match those criteria, go to Chase, Kiavi, Wells Fargo, Bank of America. The number one that I've been hearing about for non-agency is going to be Chase. Again, you're going to be at like 60% LTV, like 7% interest rate, with 2 points. So that's kind of where you're going to be at just from what I've been seeing, because I've got some quotes from Chase as well, and they were right around that number. Hope this video was helpful. If you don't want to go through this hassle, you want to partner up with me, buy some apartment buildings with me, invest with me, and you are an accredited investor, so you make over 200,000 bucks a year, have $1 million net worth, click the link down below, top of the description. We'd love to invest with you, partner up with you to buy some apartment buildings across the country. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. See ya.